I know there's a lot of people that use the iPad as a media consumption device. People love using it for gaming, and sometimes it's just a secondary device to your MacBook computers, but the less than optimum multitasking combined with a huge array of applications for text editing that are available to you makes it a very good typing device. The only thing you need to bring to make sure that this is the best typing experience you have is to bring a good keyboard accessory. Before we even get started, I want to address something. I do not know how to say keyboard properly. So throughout this video, there will be time where I will say it in a manner that will make you cringe a little bit. And if you feel that way, please don't feel like you need to tell me in the comments. I already know that I don't say that word properly and I don't need to be told. Thank you, everybody. Anyways, I've been using this keyboard, the Logitech Combo Touch, for over 6 months. I've used it at my house, I've used it in a coffee shop, I've used it to take meeting notes at work, I've even used it on my lap in parks. And the general vibe that I have towards this device is that I love this keyboard. Having said that, this wasn't sent to me for free. This is not a sponsored video. Back in January 2023, when I first bought my iPad, I was debating between picking up the Apple Magic Keyboard, which costs about $300, and this Logitech Combo Touch, and obviously, the Logitech Combo Touch was the decision that I made. I was able to pick it up for $120 on eBay, and personally, I don't think anybody should pay $200 for this device. For a discounted price of $120, you get a somewhat protective iPad case with a kickstand. You get a 65% keyboard with a proper function keys row, and you get a multi-touch compatible touchpad. So for the price, I think this is a great deal. Other than the rubber-like or silicone edges on the iPad case, the rest of the keyboard and the back of the case even is coated in a denim-like fabric, which feels a little more premium than just plain old plastic, at least to me. And the fabric also serves as the palm rest for the device, so it needs to be something that stays clean, and the dark gray color that they've chosen to go with will probably fare better than some of the Surface Pro devices that are out there with your Alcantara cases. But overall, this keyboard case is something that comes in two parts. You have the case part and then you have the keyboard part. So the sides are made from silicone, potentially making it more protective, but definitely adding more grip when you hold on to the iPad with the case on. To add additional protection, the silicone actually curves on top of the surface of the iPad, so if you were to put your iPad face down, like a maniac that you are, this case will at least try to prevent you from getting scratches on your screen. The case also has a kickstand on the back, which is average at best. Because I've used Surface Pro devices, I know what a good kickstand should feel like. This definitely does not feel as sturdy or anywhere close to as premium. But that's all about the case. But this video is mostly about the keyboard, so let's talk about the 65% keyboard. The typing experience is not ideal given that you have a 65% layout on a less than 10 inches wide of a surface. The keyboard does feel a little cramped early on, and you do get used to it. It took me a couple of days to get used to it, and now I'm fairly comfortable typing on this keyboard. So these are the things that I really hate about this keyboard. The escape key and the delete key, the top left corner and the top right corner. You have to learn to stop hitting those keys, because when you're typing, it will just take you to home, or when you're typing, it will just lock your screen. It's not even something that is the wrong key. It's not like it's F9. It's gonna actually lock your screen while you're typing. Getting engrossed into typing and all of a sudden you press the escape key, that's not escape. That will take you to home, breaking the entire concept of making this a single focus device. It's something that I have gotten used to, and I do not hit the home key or the lock key anymore. But other than that, as far as key travel or the tactility of the keyboard is concerned, this is a fairly good keyboard. It's not as good as Lenovo's laptop keyboards, but it's definitely right there with the HP laptop keyboards, if you know what I mean. And finally, let's talk about the trackpad. You get a decently sized trackpad. It's not comparable to the Apple's Magic Trackpad, which are force touch, really large trackpads that are coming on the recent laptops. It's more like a Windows laptop in that sense that it's a diving board trackpad. But what Logitech has done, which I believe is extremely smart, is instead of mounting it right by the top edge, they mounted it somewhere in the middle, making it really easy to press on any of the edges or any of the corners. So I guess it's not a diving board trackpad, more like a seesaw trackpad. Anyways, You get multi-touch, you're able to do all your multi-touch gestures that iPadOS supports. It has a really good hand feel. I don't know if anybody cares about that, but yeah, it's really easy to glide your finger onto. So if you're picking up an iPad, or if you have an iPad and you've been thinking of a keyboard accessory, try looking for this on eBay. If you don't like it, you can always return it, but I have a strong feeling that you will end up keeping this, because justifying $300 for an accessory on a $700 device or even on a $400 device is kind of insane.